tight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by BlackRifleCoffee.com. It's exclusive. It's fresh. It's hot. You need to be there. Private island. Dancers. DJs.
Hot bitches.
Fyre Fest, James. It's Fyre Fest.
Oh, how bad do I not feel for those fuckers? The red-haired guy.
We were talking about this a few episodes ago about how excited we were for this documentary to come out. Usually shit just doesn't live up to the hype. Congratulations, Fyre Fest. You did it. Netflix. I watched the Netflix one. I didn't even bother with the Hulu one. Some friends of mine had hit me up because they couldn't wait. Like some friends of mine from LA, and they were like, hey, man, I couldn't wait. I watched the Hulu one.
Yeah.
And then they watched like half of it, and I was just like, no, you've got to watch the Netflix doc. It is...
Totally.
It's amazing. It's everything that I thought it was and more. What I was surprised with is the amount of footage they had. I mean, they filmed every last single fucking thing you could film.
Well, that's the beauty of doing a documentary on some narcissists. They're going to have so... do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to have so much footage of themselves that's out there that they've put out themselves. I will say the only thing about the Hulu doc is that they do interview with Billy.
How? From jail?
No, I guess before he went. So right before, or he was on bail because he was super skinny.
Yeah, okay.
So he was on bail and he was, I mean, he wasn't honest, but they definitely caught him in a couple things. So the only difference or the good thing about the Hulu one is that you get to actually see an interview from the documentarians with Billy.
Gotcha. So we're
the main guy.
We're talking about Billy McFarland.
Oh, Fyre Fest, yeah.
By the way, from Fyre Fest. If you don't know what Fyre Fest is, it was a ambitious music festival that was kind of trying to be in the style of like a Coachella. They made it ultra exclusive, saying that they had bought Pablo Escobar's island in the Bahamas. You were going to get private jets down there or a private plane or a helicopter to take you from Miami to this island where you were going to get to party with all these Instagram models and Kylie Jenner and Blink-182 and...
Yeah, and they're only letting 10,000 people or something.
Yeah, it was only 10,000 people. So like...
Which
you were
sounds like a lot, but on an island is a very small amount because what's Coachella?
Oh, Coachella's like 110,000.
Yeah. So it's like, think about,
Yeah. And a lot of bands do this. Kind of around the world, they pick like hot spots. Like I know Dave Matthews has done it for the last maybe 4 or 5 years where they do it at a resort in like Cozumel. And then you go and you get to see shows on the beach. I think my parents went to see Bon Jovi on the beach, like in Hawaii.
People that can afford thousands of dollars to travel and get off work and go to these things. So it's exclusive in that I couldn't go.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like I could not have gone to Fyre Fest.
No, not at all.
And I don't know how these kids were able to, but anyway.
Rich parents, which is fine. But they were dropping $6,000-$7,000 and then I mean, it just progressively kept getting worse. And then you find out that they promised them villas and cabanas right on the beach overlooking the water, and it was amazing. They had none of this. The guy was embezzling millions of dollars, and all they had was hurricane tents. Nothing got paid for. That one woman, the lady who lost $50,000, the local on the island, they did do a GoFundMe for her.
And raised a lot of money.
Last I saw it was like $150,000.
Yeah. So
one of the co-founders was Ja Rule, which, God,
If you want, I mean,
if you didn't like Ja Rule before,
exactly,
this is not going to change your mind on Ja Rule now. I can promise you that.
As far as things being on the up and up, once Ja Rule comes into the scene, the legitimacy just drops to the floor. I mean, when you listen to this guy talk and these pretty smart, I mean, these are all smart tech guys. They may be defrauding people and embezzling and stuff, but you have to be pretty fucking smart to do that.
Yes.
So they're all these smart tech rich guys, and they're pretending to listen to Ja Rule's ideas because he feels that he is part of it instead of just a face that they don't want to hear talk.
Well, it's a two-way street, right? So the deal is with these things in Hollywood, and I've seen these for years, is some of these guys who have money on the inside want to do these things like apps or other shit. You can buy celebrities. So if you're rich enough, you can buy celebrities. And here's what it does. When you buy a celebrity, it adds some form of legitimacy towards what you are doing. So by hiring a Ja Rule, right, which is probably the only guy that would fall for some shit like that at the time, needed some cash, you know? Because let's face it, Ja Rule hasn't had an album out in fucking 10, 12 years at this point.
No.
Maybe longer.
He went to jail for some tax stuff, so he's definitely
in
the hole.
Yeah. Yeah. So by getting Ja Rule on with you there adds at least some legitimacy. So that way when they call these models and all this other shit, it's like, hey man, it's this app. It's founded by this tech guy and Ja Rule. And you're like, all right. They picked what? 10 or 20 of the hottest models in the world. We're talking like Bella Hadid and like the biggest supermodels there are. Flew them down, shot this amazing trailer for this festival, and after it was over, I watched the trailer because it's still up. Obviously, it's everywhere.
Of course.
I went back and rewatched the trailer that they shot to con all these people out of their money. It was done really well. I mean, from a Hollywood production standpoint, beautiful, gorgeous. It was the most picturesque teaser video or sizzle reel to get these kids to give them money that you could ever do. The other thing with just posting the orange square was also genius.
That was Jerry Media for sure.
Yeah. Which is fuck Jerry for those at home. If you follow them on Instagram, like a lot of us do. I stopped following fuck Jerry a while ago, but
you did?
There's others that are.
They're just stealing memes anyway.
Yes, so I'm just inundated with fucking memes at this point on all of my accounts. I don't even see my real friends anymore. Shout out to Desi Leidick. I love you. I've not seen 90 of your pictures. I finally saw one and I was just like, oh shit, maybe she took a break from social media. Nope, just not on my fucking feed anymore. And so I just went through and liked her stuff and then sent her a message saying, hey, good to see your kids growing up. I have not seen you in 2 years because the algorithm on Instagram apparently will only show me meme pages. So I had to stop following a bunch of meme pages. I didn't know. So I didn't know Fuck Jerry had an entertainment division. So when I saw this doc, I was like, Jesus Christ, a meme page is now a publicity, like a PR firm? Come on, man. And they are. And even, as I thought about it.
Makes sense.
Yes, because all of these influencers and Instagram models and all this stuff, like, yes, we all follow Fuck Jerry. Everybody knows Fuck Jerry. So if they open up a PR firm and you could promote it, cross promotion, all that shit.
And it's not about them being the best. It's about them knowing all the codes, basically, of algorithms and getting your stuff to the top.
Correct.
So they're not necessarily the best or the funniest or whatever.
No, they're not.
They just have backdoored, and they can, if you pay them, and it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
You pay them to backdoor you to the top too. So
yeah. And that's kind of how this world is right now, because a lot of these girls, and I told you this and you didn't believe me, a lot of these girls, if you see them in real life, and we've had some on Drinking Bros. I'm not going to say who or what or why, but a lot of these girls, you see them in real life, they're just normal girls who are painted up properly and just look great in their Instagrams.
Right.
But in real life, you wouldn't blink twice. You're like, cool. That's, some typical chick from the Midwest. No bigs on this one. But on Instagram, it's like, oh my God, they've got a gajillion followers. And I'm like, how is this possible? And the reason why it's a big deal is you're able to monetize it now.
Yeah.
So if you watch this doc, and let's say you know nothing about it, this will give you a nice glimpse into Hollywood and these social media people. You're like, what the fuck does somebody with 22 million followers and what do they really do? This doc kind of exposes you to that of, I didn't know Kendall Jenner was getting $250,000 for one Instagram post.
One post.
Holy shit.
One post. To me, those pages are boring. I don't know who.
Same.
Like, do you follow like a boring model? You know what I
want to
mean?
see. So, and I was thinking about that. I want to see sketches. So we had Amanda Cerny on the show on Drinking Bros. I like her sketches. So her and her boyfriend for 2 years have been doing these sketches together. Some of them are couples, some of them are working out. Kind of goofy, kind of whatever, but the production value is good. We know some of their friends.
Would follow stuff like that.
Yeah, so I don't mind hers so much. I won't follow a model though who just models and stands there on a beach.
And
there's
makes
nothing.
me feel bad about my life. I guess like there's a certain age that you aspire to it, right? And then there's a certain age that ship has sailed, and it just makes you feel bad.
It's not that. If you're not doing anything, if you're just standing there, like, you know, posing on a beach for 1,000 pictures in a row. I mean.
To me, it's
to
boring.
me that's the same as if I followed somebody's mom who was just posting pictures of their kids all day, where I was just like, I
like,
can't
take that shit to Facebook.
Yeah.
Get off my fucking Instagram with that.
I want to see people out doing things, games, vacations,
yeah,
that's what I want to see.
I guess that's what confuses me about those, where I'm just like, really, like there's people like you're following that girl. That's just so obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so you can see her modeling somewhere or sitting in a chair on the beach, and I just don't
like Nicole Arbor. Both of us enjoy her page, but she's got videos where it's constant comedy and shit where you're just like, all right, rad. I don't give a fuck about some, you know, Sports Illustrated model where I'm just like, I can't see this. Like, I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to see it, I'd still get Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Right. Or you just like, go to Tumblr. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. There's no porn on Tumblr anymore. So what's the point of Tumblr anymore?
Yeah. Where do you go?
So after this doc, I was just amped. It was everything that I wanted and more. The gay guy talking about, I was fully prepared to suck his dick. That was the best thing I'd ever seen. There was some water that needed to be shipped in through customs because they had no water on this island or electricity. And they were like, we need you to go down there and suck the custom guy's dick for water.
And he was the owner. He's like an older gentleman event producer. So very vague, but definitely like he looked like he was in his study with like mahogany behind him, right? Older, he had a zip up sweater.
I don't know what
I don't know what his deal was, but all of that, you know, all of that said, it really added to that story where
so good.
Billy, the main fraudster, calls him and says, I need you to take one for the team. And so I'm thinking, okay, this is just metaphorical.
Yeah, maybe I'll go down and slide him some cash.
Yeah, maybe go down, talk to him, slide him some cash, take one for the team. You're not going to get paid this month, sort of thing. No, he was really saying, take one for the team. Mm-hmm. Go suck this guy's dick, and not how we would say metaphorically.
Right.
Really do it.
Yeah. Actually suck this guy's dick.
And he said, I went to the bathroom. I
brushed my teeth.
I little mouthwash, and I was ready to do it.
Suck his dick.
And I was going to suck. Can you imagine? He said, can you imagine?
Yeah.
No. Can you imagine? I was going to suck this guy's dick. He said it over and over. He would not stop saying it.
If you just want to see pure magic for a minute and a half, this guy manages to say, I was going to suck this guy's dick 3 different times in a minute and 20 seconds.
Oh, it's great. It was the best part of the doc. Best part.
I might even post that today just because
you might have to.
It's Tuesday. We're after MLK Day. I just got back from Kansas City, Jables.
Sure.
Blast. A fun city. I was not expecting it. I had bitched
really
about
fun.
the cold and everything else. The cold was real, by the they Ooh.
Well, yeah.
I layered
fake.
up like I looked like a 600-pound man in my pictures. Didn't care. I was warm during the game. They call it the barbecue capital of the world, and it lived up to the hype. By the way, I want to
saw
say
some
that.
big ribs. You got some Kansas
big ribs,
City.
everything. So when we went down there, everybody has said, "Hey, there's 2 joints, threesies that are the top 3," and everybody said the same 2 restaurants, Joe's and Jack Stacks, and we had both. Both were phenomenal. I'll lean a little towards Joe's as the winner.
Okay.
For any KC folks that are listening, just simply on burn ends, maybe, but either way, both were out of this world. Kansas City, I want to say this: like I had never spent any time there. I've driven through Missouri, but I didn't really get to spend any time in that city. People were great. The atmosphere of that game at Arrowhead Stadium, which we just found out it was the second most watched AFC Championship game of all time. Rightfully so. It went into overtime. Mahomes versus Brady. The fans there and the noise in that stadium is deafening, amazing. Here's the other thing, Jables, which I've never been to any. I don't believe I've been to a sporting event where this happened. We did not sit down, not one single person in that stadium once for the entire game, including halftime. That's how amped up people were.
Okay.
And I saw these people walking in with cardboard, and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, there was nothing on it.
Right.
I was like, usually it's a sign or something or
Sure.
whatever. And I was like, the fuck's the deal with the cardboard, man? And Dan was like, shit, we should have brought some cardboard. And I was like, what is going on with this?
Don't understand.
Yeah, with like a ripped open box or something, I was like, what's the deal with this? And he goes, because you're standing up on concrete. He was like, you put it on the ground underneath your feet. And he goes, that also, because the concrete's cold,
Okay.
helps your feet from stop being cold.
Okay.
And also is just a tad bit more protection because you're standing up the whole game and not on hard concrete. And I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't even, to be honest with you, I didn't notice because I was so into the game until after the game when I was like, oh, shit.
It was like a workout to stand up for that long.
And you're screaming.
That is weird because at the Ohio State one that we went to, the only time I was out of the house, that lady would not sit down.
No.
And you were kind of pissed.
Yeah, because I was
So
like,
I guess
look,
if everyone-
we're up by 30 at this point. Like,
Sure,
I don't,
like,
we're
let's-
good. Yeah.
But it was like
Yeah. I was like, is this your workout? Because I don't know.
Right.
And because I'd never been to a stadium like that where it was like, all right, great. We're doing this the whole game. Like they are in it.
well, yeah, you had
amazing
overtime. Like it was.
But still, like I heard it's like that every game. Like amazing fans. They had cool drinks and the whole setup was great. The tailgating was great. Dude, those peeps in Kansas City do it right, man, for Chiefs games.
Saw that, dude.
And I'll definitely come back because I had a great time there. One of those things where you're just like, man, who would have ever guessed Kansas City? You know what I'm saying? But shit, they get down. And it was great. It was, I think with the wind chill, about 8 degrees.
Sure.
Layered up.
Sure.
I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And said no to the sweet. So we had one guy, the drinking bro failed us. He failed us on the sweet tickets.
Oh.
Johnny Babush. Not another buddy of ours, Xander, came through with sweet tickets, and he was like, hey, you guys want to come up? And truthfully, somebody else had told us, like, hey, man, you're going to want to sit in your seats for the atmosphere and the people of it. Once we were in it, I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm in this. Like, I am right here.
Right.
And we ended up staying in the seats the whole time and just raging. But they had mixed drinks. Arrowhead was going for it, like inside the stadium.
In the stadium?
In the stadium, yeah. And it was on like every level, so you didn't have to be like in an exclusive level. No. It was just like, hey, let's go. Here we go. And I was like, all right, let's get 9. Let's figure it out. Fun time. The only thing I couldn't figure out, there was a concession guy. You know, they walk up and down the aisles. He was selling ice cream, and I was like, hey, man, it's probably the wrong crowd for that tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Did people buy it?
No, not one. Not one person bought a fucking... What are you buying an ice cream for in 8-degree weather?
Can you imagine?
Can't imagine that. No. But we got some sponsorships. We get a massive show to get to today that I'm super, super stoked about. Oscars just got announced right now.
Bloopers. Are they ever going to give Oscars out for bloopers?
No.
Oh, they should.
I know. Just some behind the scenes.
Is Kevin Hart nominated?
No, he's not actually.
Be great.
It's not. Night School was not nominated this year.
What about the
or Jumanji?
The handicap one. Too late.
Too late. It just came out a week ago.
Too late. I do have a crime corner, so stay tuned.
You had a crime corner today.
I do.
Jobless.
It's not necessarily a crime, but it's all frowned upon.
All right.
It's all frowned upon.
Either way, I'm looking forward to it with a smile. So let's rage, shall we? First and foremost, we've got blackriflecoffee.com. I know the boys are there for SHOT Show right now from Black Rifle. I believe Logan's there. Some of the other peeps from Black Rifle. Matt and Jared are actually shooting down in Orlando, Florida this week for Military Makeover, Extreme Makeover.
Yeah, they're redoing like a vet's house.
Correct, which is awesome. So none of us could go to SHOT Show this year. This is one of our first years. We haven't done like a Drinking Bro show there in a while. But know that's why they're actually building a house, and it's a really, really fucking cool thing. So it's for a good reason. But I know Logan and those guys are out there. So if you're there, stop by and say hello, grab some free products. They've also got that new instant coffee there that they're giving out. Which is great. We were drinking at the game. You just poured some hot water and you're good to go. And good, right? Man, yeah. It's just a little pouch.
Because everything they do is good.
It is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
The quality
is amazing
of everything they do.
We've been drinking it for years at this point. The coffee club of the month is what you need to join. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Gets delivered to your house same date of every single month, and they don't miss. You can get bags, K-cups. You can get beans or grounded. Some people ask that. You can get both. Depends on the blends, and they now have decaf. So there is some people who drink decaf out there, believe it or not.
Sometimes you have to.
Believe it or not.
You know, sometimes doctor's orders.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you've got it, but you still want that taste. Dying.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Having no duels, you know?
Oh,
God, I miss beer, but I like the taste of it. Give me no duels. Never. Go to blackriflecoffee.com. Use the one-time promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Next up, we got ghostbed.com/drinking bros. I miss it when I'm on the road. I miss the ghost bed. I miss the ghost pillows, the whole thing, man. I cannot get used to it. I'm so used to those pillows now, and that I'm just like, I'm folding up. I find myself like folding up hotel pillows, and
try and make them like the same.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
I wish I could travel with them, but it's like, come on.
You gonna be that asshole?
Not only that asshole who's walking on a plane with pillows.
I need my pillow.
Or what am I going to pack an extra suitcase for pillows? Lame. But you should have them in your house. Go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros for all the deals. They've got some Martin Luther King weekend deals up there now. I was MLK Day yesterday.
It really was.
Holla. $7.99 off a bundle package. They got adjustable bases. Base. How low can you go? You can go real low on those prices. $300 off a mattress, free pillows. $500 off of the new Ghost Lux mattress, which is delightful. Sleep so good it's scary. Go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Pay as you go program. 36 months, no interest. No one on the internet is doing that shit. Next up, we got a little bit of strikeforceenergy.com. Come on, Jables. Where are you?
Boom.
Shablinker.
Oh,
boy. I'm the one who just got back on a flight at 1 a.m. last night. Come on,
I know. I've been here by myself with the kids. You're the one that was partying, not me. me.
Oh, but I'm here for you.
Yeah, you want to
Here for you
go?
now.
You want to come this way? You want to come on over?
I'm here, James.
Yeah, for a couple days.
4 days I am here for.
4 days?
No, I'm kidding. I'm here for like a good 9 days.
You'll find another trip.
Oh.
Oops, I gotta go.
Gotta go to, look at you.
Oh.
Look at you.
They need me in the Bahamas.
Fyre Fest.
For a Fyre Fest redo.
Yep, Fyre Fest Doc.
I don't check on this stuff. You just go.
Yeah. Who knows? Fyre Fest. I'm going
I
to Fyre
don't get
Fest,
any
James.
receipts. You know, you may go. You may have been at the game. Who knows?
All of it's a front. I told Dan to take a cardboard cut out of me everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Strike Force Energy is what we were drinking at the game. Everybody's drinking Strodkas, man. That's now become a thing at every game, which is great. Dude, you need it because you need energy on all this shit. 4 amazing flavors: lemon, original, orange, and Make America Grape Again. 10-pack, 40-pack, 750 milliliter bottle. Let's go! StrikeForceEnergy.com. They ship everywhere in the entire world. That promo code of Revolution is good for 20% off every time, James.
Oh, they don't limit it, huh?
Nah, they never do. They know me. Last but not least, we got StraightRazors.com.
Ooh, that's a clean cut. Smooth.
No. Nope.
Are you right?
Oh, God. By the way, the reason somebody asked me, they were like, dude, I don't understand why you guys always do the Asian accent for that. You're as smooth as an Asian when you shave like this. Mm-hmm. You have that
because they don't
Asian...
they can't grow hair.
No. And it's
anywhere.
So that's the smoothest race on the planet. So if you want to be smooth as an Asian, go to straightrazors.com. Look at this baby face. Ooh.
Yeah, just like a little.
Dan gets so mad too when we're out. We were at a dinner party. Mm-hmm. My co-host on the sports show, D'Anthony Holloway. He we were at this huge party on Saturday night. This dinner party, not huge, probably 12 people, whatever. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, what are you like 30?" And Dan hates it every time.
To
and
you,
like,
they say that?
Yeah. And I'm like, just straight razors. That's all it is. Just straight razors, baby face, whatever. And Dan's like, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, Dan, you have a beard that is massive. Whenever somebody has a huge beard like that, it's going to add like 5 to 8 years to you. You know
it's
that,
true.
right? Yeah. So I was like, dude, trim your shit up, bro. Go to straightrazors.com. Use a little beard oil on that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to color up that beard, man. You know? Because let's face it, as a man in your 30s, it's bullshit. You're going to have some grays. Color up the fucking beard. You're going to grow a big-ass beard like that, color up. Right. That way you can save yourself. Then it's like, oh, man, that's a man with a beard. Not like, oh, there's a guy late in life with a fucking beard. Color it up. Sure. Put a little mustache wax in your stash. A lot of people are sad that I got rid of the stash.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, people do. People do like it. But I'll bring it back sometime. But
right.
I had it for 2 or 3 months. That's good enough. But I love the mustache wax. That was keeping that going. You can find all your shaving needs for a real man in this life. Buy yourself a kit at straightrazors.com. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. That Smolder Aftershave, greatest thing on the planet. And as always, you can get my books, When Darkness Falls, He Doesn't Catch It, and At Night She Cries While He Rides His Steed. Hardback, paperback, everywhere. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere you can find it. And the Audibles are still ranked number 1 in the nation. At that party, somebody was like, hey, man, I listened to your book on Audible. Like, holy fuck, I didn't know you were the same guy. He had only known me from books, nothing else. And I was like...
So he thought you talked like St. James?
Yes. And so I had a full conversation with him. And the guy just kept... It was I think the guy was like maybe 38, 39. Mm-hmm. He just kept saying, man, I know you. And like Dan was like, nah, he's in movies and shit like that. And he was like, it's not that, man. Like, it's something about your voice. And I was like, well, it's probably the shows. You listen to either show. And he's like, no, I don't. And I was like,
you're like, then get out of my face.
yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is it?
What is wrong with
And
you?
finally, towards the end of the night, he goes, St. James, St. James. Oh my God, you have the best Audible books on the planet. I was like, I do. The thing about it is, it's like people have Alexa. A lot of people have Alexa in their houses. Mm-hmm. So in the middle of this party, he screams out, he's like, Alexa, play the At Night She Cries When He Rides His Steed. They give you an excerpt live on Alexa. So like they play.
Oh, wow.
It's like a 2-minute preview. You did a preview. So it just starts going through the party. Hello, I'm St. James Street James. And I was just, people were like, what the fuck? The excerpt, by the way, on At Night She Cries While He Rides His Steed is really, really funny. Cause like Simon & Schuster chose it, but I hadn't heard it. So it was the first time I was hearing it. I was like, I wonder what excerpt they used. They use one of the most graphic experts, and it just starts going. It's all over the house in this party.
Oh, God.
And it's like, I walked in, penis pressed hard against his jeans, almost fighting with the pant leg. I was triple stacking like a New Jersey teenager a month before spring break. And I was just, people were dying. There was some older women there who were just really appalled.
Sure.
But some others who had got the joke where they were like, oh, we read shit like this in women's novels, right. Women's. I was like, so it was pretty funny. But we got a big kick out of it because it was just like, this guy just kept going, man, I know you, dude. I know you. And it was just like, St. James Street James. Mm-hmm. So get the books on Audible. When Darkness Falls is still number one. Still number one on all of Audible. Oscar noms came out today, James.
I see them. All right.
We'll read these off for the audience. This just dropped. This is right now. So this just dropped right now. And we'll probably be the first one to do a show about it because the show comes out in a few hours. Best Picture. Black Panther. I'm in for it. I enjoyed that movie. Mm-hmm. Black Klansman. I haven't seen it. Bohemian Rhapsody. Come on, man. The Favorite. I have that screener. I just have no desire. It's that British movie. No desire to see that fucking thing. Green Book.
Really?
I have an issue.
Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it, 1. 2, I have an issue whenever they pair up a white and a black guy and make him, preach to us about racism in the South in the 60s and all that shit. I feel like there's a movie like that every year. It's always nominated. And it's like, man, can we just move the fuck on? Like, I'm so tired about how we can join races and all that stuff by showing our problems of the past. I really am. Like, in Hollywood, it is your surefire way to get nominated for something. And now you're really just stoking that stereotype even more. It's like, great. Vigo's great. That Mahershala Ali is fucking phenomenal. I'm sure the movie is great. Is good. That storyline, when I saw those previews, it looked like, reverse driving Miss Daisy for dudes. Yeah. Where it's just like, all right, great. Congratulations. Next up is Roma on Netflix. Still haven't seen it yet.
I know. We need
on Spanish, we need to. We will before the Oscars. So before the Oscars, because the Oscars aren't for another month or so, 5 weeks. Yeah. We will watch all of these. Yes. And we'll do our homework. A Star is Born was our favorite movie of the year. Yeah. Glad to see that in there. And then Vice rounded out the top. Again, 2 people saw it. To me, this is a Hollywood move of we hate Republicans and let's fucking show them. We'll put this, Yeah,
Christian Bale saying that his inspiration was
Satan to play the
character of Dick Cheney, where it's like, yeah, but no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so actress in a supporting role, Amy Adams, Vice. Amy Adams has 900 nominations, I feel. She's never won, right? I don't believe she has.
I don't think so.
Marina del Tavaria from Roma. I haven't seen it yet. We'll see it. Regina King, if Beale Street could talk. Regina King's been killing it for years and years and years. She's been around forever. We're talking, you're going back to the Jerry Maguire days.
Oh, yeah.
You're going back to Boys in the Hood days. Yes. So
and she has always been fucking awesome.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Emma Stone got nominated again for The Favorites. Rachel Weisz for The Favorite. Weird. It's two people in the same movie. Actor in a supporting role, Mahershala Ali, Green Book. Adam Driver, your boy from Girls that you love, for Black Klansman. And then here's my fave out of this. And I was gonna be so fucking angry if he didn't get nominated. Sam Elliott, Star is Born.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's got to, right? You've got to give him a statue.
This is my Stallone for this year. If you don't give this to him, I don't even give a fuck if it's just based on body of work. Just give him the Oscar. Give him the Oscar for this movie. He was great in it. I don't know. The next one's Richard E. Grant's for Can You Forgive Me? I've never seen it. Sam Rockwell in Vice. You love Rockwell. I love Rockwell. He didn't look like George Bush in this, you know. We'll see again. We'll see the movie.
I don't know,
but
I don't know.
Didn't even look like Bush to me, and I was just like, all right.
I don't know how it comes off because we haven't seen it, so we can't say anything.
Right.
Because we don't know that if you watch it, he doesn't do it for you.
Yeah. Documentary feature. I'm not going to go through these because most of the people haven't seen them. I will say this. RBG is nominated.
For documentary?
Yeah, the one that I was looking for that wasn't on there was the Mr. Rogers doc, which was the highest grossing doc of this year. And it was a finalist, and it just, I don't know what the fuck happened.
People loved that.
Love that movie more than life. I don't understand that. Original song. Well, look, Black Panther had a kick-ass soundtrack, so I'm not surprised by that. All Fight. That's Diane Warren, has been nominated 10 times for RBG. Fucking
quit trying to make RBG happen.
Stop with that. Oh, there it was. I was like, yo, did they not nominate Shallow for A Star Is Born?
Of course they did, and of course it's going to win.
Yeah, because that was, I like that song in real life, let alone if it was from a fucking movie.
It will win.
So, you know, the rest of it's, there's a song from the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Sure, I guess. I don't know. I hated that movie. Animated feature film, Incredibles 2, of course. Isle of Dogs, of course. Mariah, I don't know what that is. They always put some weird one in there where you're just like, eh.
Yeah.
Ralph Breaks the Internet and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That's cool.
Yeah, I heard that one's really good.
Everybody says that movie's great. I'd like to check that out, actually. I heard it's really funny, like super trippy. So, adapted screenplay, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. A lot of people are bitching about that because it's not an adaptation of anything. So,
it's not?
I don't know. That's what the scuttlebutt was on Twitter. People could be correct. Look, the media's wrong and everything right now, so who cares? Black Klansman, Can You Ever Forgive Me? If Beale Street Can Talk, and then A Star Is Born. I'm down with all of that. Original screenplay, First Reformed, Green Book, Roma, The Favorite, and Vice. I mean, every category is Vice. Vice. And everybody said they hated that movie. Actor in a leading role. Here we go. Now we're getting some big boy shit. Christian Bale, Vice.
Obvi.
B. Coops, Bradley Cooper, Star Is Born. Willem Dafoe, At Eternity's Gates. Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. Come on, man. Sacha Baron Cohen just gotta be like, you gotta be kidding me.
Gets up there again and twiddles his little toes all over. He's such a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Viggo Mortensen, Green Book. Green Book is on there. Actress in a leading role, Yalitza Aparicio for Roma. Glenn Close, The Wife. We got that screener and just threw it in the garbage.
Yep.
Don't give me your no-fuss haircut on the cover with an old woman in a movie called The Wife and expect me to sit down and watch that. I'm not going to. I threw it right in the garbage can.
Sure.
And then I waited outside for the trash man to come at 6 in the morning.
And made sure that he
dumped it inside the trash can.
Once you saw it go, then
I was able to let go.
Right, and go back to bed.
Yep. Lady Gaga.
Obvi.
Star Is Born. It's pretty funny that it does say Lady Gaga.
Yeah, we're not going to go normal.
With Stephanie Germanata. No, she's going with Gaga. That'd be pretty funny to see that on the statue, actually. She should win. We'll see if she does. Olivia Colman, The Favorite. Melissa McCarthy was the shocker in this one for Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Well, I mean, people, I don't know. It was all over. Did people love it?
I don't know. No, it didn't do great in the box office. Yeah,
but it wasn't a movie that was going to do great. You know what I'm saying?
But good for Melissa McCarthy, man. I mean, that's crazy, man, to get nominated for an Oscar. I mean, shit. This is what Steve Carell's been trying to do for 50 years. I mean, it's next to impossible. I still think this has got to go to Gaga. Director, Spike Lee, Black Klansman. Powell Popowski for Cold War. What the fuck is that? Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorites. Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. And then Adam McKay for Vice. Again, everybody said they hated that fucking movie. My problem is this for director, right? If we're starting to talk snubs now, I don't know how Bradley Cooper's not nominated for Star is Born.
That's my main
How do you have Best Picture and then not Best Director? Because the director directed the fucking Best Picture. So
director does everything. I mean, he is the point person for everything. He may not like shoot it or, you know, play all the roles, but as far as you know this, as far as deciding pretty much everything that happens, every shot, every light, every single frame,
especially if you produce it, if you produce it like Bradley Cooper does, so you are in control of every single aspect of that film. You could really, really fuck up a film or make it great, and I don't understand that. Like this guy, this Powell Popowski for Cold War. I don't understand if you're not like Cold War wasn't nominated for Best Picture.
So how
are you Best Director of
I think they're just
what?
Confused.
Of what?
How are you? Yeah, like
all of these other. By the way, so
the directing was great, but the movie just didn't pan out.
Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorite, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, Adam McKay for Vice. All of these were Best Pictures except for Cold War. So why isn't it Bradley Cooper in there and Ryan Coogler for Black Panther?
Yeah.
If you're up for Best Picture, do it. Like
it just should be down. I mean,
you know,
right? You should copy and paste.
Yes,
because the director is all of it.
It's crazy. And you know, when Black Panther came out, we did a show about it of how much I love that film. It is such a massive undertaking and a spectacle from top to bottom in that fucking thing, creating just a whole new world that was. It's one of those things that it's rare you see something like that on film, and that guy deserved it. I thought Bradley Cooper deserved it. I think you could have tossed out this Cold War guy and tossed out Adam McKay easily for Vice, slotted those two in, and I don't think anybody would have bitched.
Because I think it's more, well, I don't know. Is it possible that people love a film for different reasons other than what the director is capable of? I don't know. I don't understand. Like, do they just love Lady Gaga and him and the story, and maybe the directing wasn't necessarily what they loved about it? Otherwise, I really cannot reconcile like not having the director take credit for a Best Picture.
Yeah, I mean, look, Bohemian Rhapsody, I don't think deserves this Best Picture. It didn't get nominated for director, but still.
So that makes sense to me only because people loved it for the music and for different things other than directing.
Let's not forget though that a pedophile directed this.
Right.
So that was Bryan Singer.
Is that part of why he wasn't?
Look, he wasn't nominated anyways because I just didn't think it was directing wise was that spectacular, but. It's weird that you nominated for Best Movie because he's still going to be there, and I believe he's still listed as a producer on it. I don't actually. He won't show up. There's no way he'll show up. But
no, he's not yet.
That's who's in it. Early favorites. If I'm going to start knocking these down here, I'm going to go Regina King probably for supporting actor in a supporting. Really hope it's Sam Elliott, so I'm going with my heart on that one. Going with Sam. I think they'll end up giving Best Picture. I think it probably should be A Star Is Born, but I think they'll give it to Black Panther.
Yeah, and I'd be okay with that.
I would too. It was a big spectacle of a film, and again, I had not seen anything like it, so I'd be okay with that. Although A Star Is Born was my personal favorite,
for sure, but I wouldn't be like.
I love those two movies just for two totally different reasons.
Yeah.
One was a drama, and one was an action
so it would
movie.
really be like however they.
Yeah, however they're going with that. Yeah, again, love to see Sam Elliott for supporting. Original song, it's got to be "Shallow." A Star Is Born for that. Even when that song comes on the radio, you're like, I'm in it.
Yeah,
I'm in it, and I'm going to stop the car. I am. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For the actors in a leading role, look, Bradley Cooper was great. I think Christian Bale, even though I haven't seen Vice yet, looks like Christian Bale is always Christian Bale, and he's always the best. If he's not up against DDL, Daniel Day-Lewis,
then he's got it.
Then it's his. And when you see the trailer, he looks and sounds like Dick Cheney. He put on fucking 180 pounds or whatever it was. Now he's back down to 130. He's going to die in 2 years. Give him an Oscar.
Yeah.
Give him an Oscar for this.
You cannot do that to your body, and he's done it 3 or 4 times now.
Gaga should win for Best Actress, in my opinion. Looking at these directors, here's where shit gets interesting for me. Because, look, I haven't seen Black Klansman. We're going to watch it. But out of Spike Lee, Powell Papowski, Yorgos, fucking whatever his name is, Alfonso Cuarón, and Adam McKay, I think you're down to 2 in this between Spike Lee and Alfonso Cuarón. And I would say this. This is another one where I think you should go with body of work, and I think it should probably be Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Guy's been doing the wildest fucking movies for years and years and years. They're hit and miss. But
they're always a risk, and they're always like for someone.
Yeah.
For us, like their favorite.
But he's also done commercial hits like Inside Man, where I was just like, God damn it, man. That was one of my favorite movies. And to be able to switch back and forth and do either low budget indies to this other type of shit, like this is another one for me, like Sam Elliott, where it's a lifetime.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime award where it's just give him it. Like he's paid his dues. You can keep the fucking difference at this point. So because of how weak this category is to me,
yeah,
give it to Spike Lee.
Yeah.
And I'm down with that. The rest of it, costume design and sound editing and all that shit. Who fucking knows? I always, whenever you're like, if you're betting at home, in which a lot of people do, go with the loudest movie for that, like it's Black Panther in that.
Mm-hmm. And then copy and paste for sound editing and sound. What's the other one?
Sound mixing.
Yeah.
So you get sound editing and sound mixing.
They don't sit down even.
No.
Because it's the next category. So they just stay off to the side because they're going to come right back.
Right.
Don't know why there's 2 categories.
Right.
But.
So people are bitching about biggest snubs of B. Coops not being nominated. Bradley Cooper for Best Director. Mm-hmm. I agree with it. Again, copy and paste Best Picture into the directors. They made the fucking movie. People were also bitching about First Man.
Getting.
Yeah, it got like a sound mixing award, not picture or anything else. Here's what happens, kids. You want to land on the moon? Don't show people planting the American flag because it's fucking Neil Armstrong landing on the moon, planting the flag. Not only is your movie bomb, you're not getting nominated for shit.
Sorry
about it. You want to make movies for China? Totally fine. But
have fun at their Oscars.
Have fun at
the
Chinese Oscars. Yeah, it'd be great. So whatever the award is over there, I'm sure you'll be there for that. Just not in this country, Jack.
The Oscars.
I'm fine with all of these nominations, though. I mean, other than that, all right, that's three snubs. Ryan Coogler was the other one where he should have been nominated for Black Panther as Best Director. Wasn't. The rest of these nominations are fine, and I'm sure Bradley Cooper's fine. Look, he got Best Picture, he got Best Actor, and he got writer for the scripts. So, man, I'm sure he's not crying in his fucking beer over Best Director.
He's not, and he does seem like a pretty giving performer where he's just like, okay, like, I don't know.
Ryan Coogler got boned, and I think that's probably your biggest gripe out of all of this. But for the most part, they probably got it right. The problem I see with this this whole Oscar thing is, you got Kevin Hart's not host anymore, so he's out. Mm-hmm. You don't have a host. They're going without hosts this year. You're also going with movies that, you got 3 essentially here: Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, and A Star Is Born, that have made over $60 million.
That people have seen, essentially.
So who is this for? When you have every nomination for Vice in every single category for a movie that has made $6 million in the box office, who is your audience that is actually going to watch the Oscars? I mean, we watch it because we're in the entertainment industry, and it's also fun to talk about, on the show and things like that, and we have a podcast and all this stuff. But if you're not us, what's the average American gonna say to their wife or spouse or kids or whatever, of like, hey, let's watch the Oscars? Well, why?
There's no host.
No hosts. None of the films
that I've really seen
besides Black Panther. But that award, Best Picture, is not till the end of the night. So you're looking at midnight, 12:15 before they roll around to giving that fucking thing out. So nobody's going to be up for that. Ryan Coogler's not nominated for Best Director. None of the other actors for Black Panther are in it. I guess Bohemian Rhapsody because of Homeboy, Rami whatever his name is.
Rami Malek.
Fuck it. A Star Is Born, though. Maybe that's your biggest draw. If so, they better go heavy on Gaga that night and have her sing and all that shit, because that would be your one hook to get people, is if you can keep pumping that promo at the commercials of coming up next, Lady Gaga.
Right.
With Bradley Cooper performing Shallow. In 29 minutes, Lady Gaga.
Countdown too.
Yes. You know how they do it at the Grammys where you're just like, all right, great. When are they coming on?
They do.
19 more minutes.
Until
Lady Gaga.
Aerosmith.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you really get Aerosmith out there.
I know. That's kind of where you're at with this. And I think this year is probably going to be a disaster. I can see besides Christian Bale, I can see Vice getting shut out of all of these.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know who your audience is this year, so I wish you the best with it. We'll be watching because, it's what we do, but
and once again,
I don't know why the average moviegoer who's at home is going to watch this shit.
With the Lady Gaga thing, being able to bring this thing out of the toilet, Melissa McCarthy, one of the most powerful comedians, producers in the game,
right?
All those models that fucking literally made Fyre Fest. I would just contend that women have a little bit more power than we are trying to make people feel that we have.
Yes.
And we have a lot of power, and none of those were a result of Me Too. All of those have been grinding and doing fucking work and being a fucking boss their whole career.
Yeah.
The models, whatever. But I mean, if you watch this documentary, tell me that women didn't make or break that whole fucking
or that women don't control shit. Like, because let's face it, you got a bunch of dudes that are flying down there throwing money to go and fucking hang out with hot girls and do all this other shit. Like,
right. I guess maybe the problem is like, oh, you have to be hot, but I don't think that's true.
No. Look,
Melissa McCarthy, if she wanted to make any movie happen, she could literally walk into anywhere and say, hey, I want to do this. And they would be like, okay, cool. We'll change the character. We'll make her look like you. Like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga, she could turn a whole Oscar ceremony that's going to be a piece of shit. She could turn it all around.
Yeah.
And I just would love to celebrate, and not even really celebrate, just kind of a little nod to be like, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good, ladies.
Yeah. People are, some people are bitching that, there's no female directors nominated or whatever. But again, man,
we're good.
Yeah.
There wasn't
one.
And I like that only because it shows that, when there is, it's because they're meant to be there and not like we're going to throw one in every year because we have to. I love that they're also like, no, we're going with talent. And if you are the best one, I don't care if there's 5 women or no women. It's just going to be the best people. Right. And I'm just so fucking tired of this. You know, like there's this rift between the Women's March and March On.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you heard about this. So, like, we can't have women in charge of anything. Not all women. Do you know what I mean? Not all together. There needs to be a guy somewhere in the mix to diffuse female energy. Yeah. And that's why we need both. We need both energies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can't be all one or all the other. Fuck men, fuck what. We all need each other to keep the balance in the world, right?
Yeah.
So the Women's March was started by this white Jewish lady in New York. And she was like, I think I want to have we need to have all different, I can't just be some, rich white Jewish lady. Like we need all different types of people. And so she brought in these women of color to help her with the march and kind of all work together to make sure everyone's represented. And these ladies basically like kind of pushed her out. And so Women's March is now these ladies that she brought in. They kicked her out, and now she has her own called March On, and they kind of compete with each other. So if they hear that one is doing a march somewhere, they'll like do a bigger one somewhere else, and now they're like against each other.
Yeah.
Because women really aren't, in our core, not that great. I mean, we really will tear you down if we don't like you, right?
It's true.
I was just like, fuck, are you serious? Of course. Of course. Sorry, that was off topic, but...
no, not at all.
What's up?
No, because look, a woman, multiple women are now running for president. So as of yesterday, Kamala Harris... Again, I called this on the show. You did. That's the first thing I thought. A year and a half ago. It was a long time ago. What was the other one you said? Nikki Haley? No, I think Nikki Haley, but not until 2024. Okay. I think, she's got a few more years. But I called Kamala Harris because, on the show, maybe, I don't know, was it a year and a half ago, somewhere in there. I'm still on that fucking list, that Hollywood insider list of like, come to this fundraiser and you can meet so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And what they do is they have these luncheons or dinners that they invite you to, and you can kind of come and, you pay $1,000 a plate or whatever it is, and then go and meet the potential candidates and see how you are. And they also want to see how they do in a room, because let's face it, half of running for president is fundraising. It's like being a college football coach. You got to go out and recruit, essentially. This, you need money. So as I was getting these emails, I was reporting it on the show, just saying, man, they're really prepping Kamala Harris for this shit. And really pushing. Yeah. So she's in now. Okay. Elizabeth Warren is in. God, there's already 6 people in for the Democratic Party right now. So it's going to get crowded fast. Bernie's prepping. I mean, I would say by the time it's all said and done, you'll probably be looking at 12 to 14 on the Democratic side for the primary. And then you're in the same sitch that the Republicans were in for the last election. Trump came out of that because, look, to fight through that many people, the only way you can do it and get ahead is by tearing down the other candidates. Dirty. And it's going to get nasty on that side. Especially if it's a bunch of women. Yeah. And remember how nasty it was with Hillary and Bernie? Like, fuck. It was only them two. Now, congratulations. You're up against a bunch of people. Like, ooh, that's going to get nasty. It's going to get nasty, James. Nasty women. You got a crime corner. Is that going to get nasty? Yes. Actually, it is. Is it really? Crime corner. Frowned upon corner. Yeah, what do we got? That doesn't really ring. No. I don't like the sound of that one, but flight attendant says overweight passenger forced her to wipe his butt. And there's a picture. I will put her up because it was an Asian airline. So it's a pretty little Asian. Yeah. That had to do this. Had to? I would have said no.
again, I think an American flight attendant would tell him to fuck himself, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think those subservient, those Asians, they
couldn't
just
reach.
So an overweight passenger aboard a Taiwanese airliner forced flight attendants to remove his pants so he could use the toilet, then wipe his butt as he moaned in pleasure, according to reports.
Oh, God.
Gosh, is it a free-for-all? I've never been on these Asian, again, because I'm worried about the coins.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm worried about the coins and the propellers that those old Asian ladies do every
yeah.
time.
Yep,
every
for good
time.
luck.
A good rock.
Yep.
A good rock. And then they're fucking grounded and you can't go anywhere. So anyways, I will not go on an Asian airline.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know how it is out there, but gosh, is it just a free for all? Ask whatever you want, do whatever you want.
I can't believe she said yes to that.
Okay, so they employ mostly female cabin crew, like it.
Yeah.
Described the crappy duty.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
Who? What?
They subjected her to
hang on.
Her and two of her colleagues aboard this LA to Tempe.
So Los Angeles.
From LA to this, but it's Taiwanese airline.
What's the name of this site? Is this 8shit.com again? Or?
No, it's New York Post.
Is it really? All right. That's reputable.
Whoa.
That's reputable.
I'm not doing fucking World News Daily anymore,
yeah,
by the way. Everyone
used to.
I know.
You used to.
Because those were the best. And then you fucking caught me. And we're like, that's not real. And I was like, who cares? It's funny. But anyway, the ones that you guys have all been sending me, the midget gang. The midget
gang.
Yeah, that's not real. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that one. It's all these mug shots, and it's like all just midget heads.
The midget gang, huh?
Little people. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this sicko was confined to a wheelchair. So then I'm like, okay,
right.
He would need help, but you need to bring your own people for that.
Yeah. To wipe your own wipers.
If you need a nurse with you if that's something that needs to happen.
No, I hear you.
So the flight attendants needed to assist him to use the lavatory 2 hours into the flight. I felt as a flight attendant removing a passenger's underwear was beyond the scope of my responsibilities. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So why'd you do it? I guess you I don't know. Do you have to?
No.
Is it going to be a messier situation if you don't?
You'd have to pay me a lot of money to wipe somebody's ass. Or unless it's, a loved one, obviously.
Sure.
Like a stranger is what I'm talking about. You'd have to pay me a lot of money to wipe a stranger's asshole.
Yeah. Well, the whole scene was just, they said no. He started yelling. Once the genitals were exposed, they had to put on a blanket over the. I don't know. It was just a.
Is there a picture of this guy or?
There's not a picture of the guy. Oh, yes, there is. I will. It's very grainy, but I will put up the picture of him and the gal.
How fat is he? How many pounds or how many lbs are we slanging around here?
I mean, I would say 3.
3 bills. All right.
I'd say 3, not like a fucking ton, but
yeah.
3.
3 bills, like a safe 3 bills.
Like a fat 3, like not a muscular 3.
Right,
Do you
right,
know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, frowned upon corner. I don't know if it's a crime. It's not really a crime. It's just not very cool to do.
A crime of pleasure.
It was brought to us by Tales of Honor podcast. Check them out.
All right. That's a crime of pleasure, James.
Ooh.
It's a crime of the hearts. This is a fun show. It's time to get the revolutionary figure of the day, shall we?
We shall.
I'm gonna give this out to Black Panther. Actually, man, this was the first superhero movie ever in the history of the Oscars to be nominated for an Academy Award. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, James.
That is awesome.
Congratulations to them. I raved about the movie last time.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fantastic. And I'm going to go out on a limb, and I think this wins.
I think so.
Best Picture.
I think people understand what you have to go through to make a movie like that.
Ew. Again,
do you know what I mean?
Massive undertaking for a movie like that.
A lot of people just think of like acting, like best acting, and like I really liked it.
Yeah.
But if you're really gonna go best picture, you have to look at so many different facets, and I think they did every single thing well.
Yeah.
Which is really, really hard.
Out of this list, if A Star Is Born or Black Panther gets it, I'll be fine with it. If Vice gets it, I'll lose my mind.
Fucking pissed.
Lose my mind.
There's no way.
But either way, we'll be watching. And I hope you're watching along with us on YouTube. Subscribe to Ross Patterson Revolution on YouTube. We're making a big push this year for video on YouTube and iTunes. So subscribe to us. Let us know you're here. And we're also on Instagram at Ross Patterson Revolution and Facebook. Join us. Join the revolution. Jables, good to be home. Huh?
Yes, you are a hero. You're a king of the castle, and we're happy to have you here for a few days.
Oh, man. You can't get this kind of love anywhere else. Anywhere else. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good night, everyone.
Good night.